your job?
I'm an editor for travel books, and I work with writers, designers, picture researchers and illustrators to create books on travel.
Do you write travel books about every country in the world?
Yeah, we cover every country in the world, and we actually have recently published a book on the universe, which is designed in the same way, almost as if you can visit these planets yourself.
Have you always been interested in this kind of job?
I've always had an interest in travel and meeting people from different places. From a really young age, I was able to travel with family. I think I was maybe 7 or 8 when I first went out. At that sort of age, you're interacting with lots of other kids the same age as you. And I just found it really fascinating how other people live, how everyone communicates together, different food. I studied English at university and creative writing. And then I sort of did lots of work experience. But I think it was when I started here that I really found the place that I wanted to work in.
Does each book take a long time to make?
Yeah, it's very different to things like social media and things online, which are just instant. It takes probably between 9 months to a year from the start of a book project to the end.
What's been your favourite bit about your job so far?
It's probably the variety of subjects that I get to work on. We've opened up the books to writing gift books on everything from food and drink around the world, and Lonely Planet Kids books. I can be 1 minute researching creepy crawlies and then the next minute looking at the tallest buildings in the world. So I think that's probably my favourite part.
Bonjour, buenos dias, habari, buongiorno, hola, konnichiwa, privyet, yasu, shalom. All right, mate?
What subjects did you love at school?
So I really loved geography, history, art, English, probably a lot of the arts and humanities subjects that relate a lot to the world, to understanding the world. I loved learning crazy facts or strange facts about the world and then putting that into writing. With travel editing and travel writing, you are constantly reminded of how the world has changed, how it is changing. So it's quite creative, but it's also very factual at the same time.
When you go somewhere, how do you know where to go? Because you're telling other people where to go.
I think I've never travelled as much as I do now because I'm inspired every day by all the things that I'm reading about. I think it's nice to have lots of different perspectives from different people, but I think nothing can really prepare you for your own experience of a place.
What's been the hardest thing about travelling?
Because I'm very organised and I like to have a plan, the thing I've learned is to not worry and to be prepared for things to go wrong, because nothing's ever as you plan it to be.
Do you struggle to connect with certain cultures?
Nowadays, people are more similar around the world than they used to be. With the internet and with being able to send someone an email in Australia just like that, it kind of makes you realise how easy it is to contact these people.
Are there any main challenges that you have with your job?
I think it can be different day to day. You're working on a few projects all at once, which I think is the case for a lot of jobs. You're trying to juggle lots of different projects. I'll be working on 3 or 4 books at any given time. There's a lot of work that needs to go into making sure that all the material that we produce is correct. And there's a lot of juggling because we've got a lot of things going on.
What's the most important skills that you need to have?
Definitely research skills, knowing where to look, which companies to contact and to trust to get the most accurate facts about the world. I think definitely communication skills. We've got a big team, we work with writers all around the world. We have to be able to chat to people, to work things out, to make decisions. And I think definitely attention to detail. You have to make sure that everything's correct.
What are the other jobs in Lonely Planet?
So we've got all sorts of people, from editors like myself to designers, picture researchers. We have people working on the printing of the books. We've also got people selling the books, translating the books as well into other languages. And we've got people running sort of events and campaigns to sell the books and to tell people about the books and what's involved in them.
And what about the travel writers?
I did forget the most important people who are part of the organisation. Travel writers are the central part of Lonely Planet and what we do. They're specialists in the different countries that they work in, but it's sometimes easy to forget where they are because they're not in the office most of the time. They work freelance, so they're working from home or all around the world, or they might be working while they're travelling.
Do you have any advice for people who want to be a travel editor?
Yeah, I'd say travel as much as possible, even if it's just in your local area as well as abroad. I think research, look things up all the time. The world is changing, as we've said, so it's good to know exactly how things work in different countries, exactly what's happening to the natural world as well. It's good to get work experience in all sorts of different industries. It's a really varied role, so I think you can get into it from lots of different angles.